how to really be able to utilize a strategy that allows you to create abundance, feel worthy. So today's Thursday money talk. Let's get real. When you start popping in, raise your hand if you'd like to be coached live. I want to really encourage you to take advantage of being able to pop on and be coached live with me on literally any topic. Like, I can help you have a breakthrough on anything, whether it's money, relationships. Like today, although our topic is money, I want you to understand that how you do one thing is how you do all things. And a lot of times things will overlap, right? Things will overlap. So for those of you who are new to me, hi, I'm Mary Bicknell. I am the CEO of a company called See the Signs. And it's kind of like a double entendre to the woo in the world, the woo, and to being a cognitive behaviorist. So I am a former psychotherapist, and now I have a global coaching and consulting company, and I help women all over the world bust through the very thing that is holding them back from having the most epic, incredible life that they want, right? So creating a big, bold life in biz, but really the key is how to lead a life uncommon. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. I want to share with you, I really think it's important for successful women to talk about what they've had to overcome in order to have the success. Because I know that sometimes when people see me, right, they see me in this big, beautiful 2 million plus home. I have another home, but let me tell you, it didn't always look that way. It didn't always look this way. And so much of this, the reason I want to talk to you about money is because you need to make a lot of money. You need to have a lot of money to have the things that you want. Now, we all get to define what that looks like, right? We get to define what abundance looks like for ourselves. But as women, the reality is that we make less right off the bat than men. And the reality is today, in the world today, you have more opportunity than ever before in history to create every single thing that you want. And that's what I want to talk about today. How do you create? How do you co-create? How do you manifest? How do you bring in? How do you have results? It really becomes irrelevant what you call it. There's so many words and so many names and such vocabulary for the actual result formula, the result bringing in, the manifestation, the creation. I will tell you my process so that you can understand. But here's the thing. It didn't always look like this. Didn't always look like being able to get what I want, buy what I want, have what I want financially. Because I had so much inner work that I needed to do. And this is my promise to you. You will only grow to the level in which you allow yourself personally to develop. You will only create abundance and income to the level that you allow yourself to do that. Period. There's no getting around that as a truth. So this is the pushback I get. Well, I see lots of people making a ton of money. So let me say it differently. Like in a way that feels good, right? In a way that's right. See, the other day I had a conversation with clients, like there's millionaires everywhere. You just might not be aware of it because it just happens that I live in a big house, but I could just as easily live in a smaller house and have more money in the bank, right? So there's people making a lot of money all around you. You just might not be conscious of it. Today, we're not talking about them. We're talking about you. We're talking about what is it that you can do today to increase your vibration, increase the vibe, right? My mom used to say to me, and this is way before like vibration and all this stuff. She would just be like, "You got a bad vibe," or bring up, I don't like the vibe of that person. Well, that was like 70s talk, unknown to her about really, really be like aware of what you're sending out, right? How you're showing up, because we can all walk into a room and know that somebody is, not, that's kind of being an ass, right? I'm going to pull this off for a second. There we go. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to share one of these stories that I have about, Yeah, I rarely share this story about a time in my life where I was just on the edge of not even wanting to continue to just go on. I was like very depressed. I was drinking all the time. I lived in a house in Baltimore. I was working at Hopkins and I had a private practice on the side. And I used to lay in my bathtub and I would say to myself, "You're worthy, you're worthy, I'm worthy, I'm worthy, I'm worthy." It was like I had just gotten out of a terrible, very abusive relationship. And I had to nurture and reconnect with my self esteem and self respect and self confidence. Like I lost myself so horrifically. It was such a catastrophic time in my life. And sitting in that, like I'm just having this flashback. So excuse me. Sitting in that laying in that bathtub and saying that over and over again. Hi everybody. I'd love for you to comment or give me a big heart and hug because sharing this story actually I'm perspiring because it's that traumatic for me. So I'm sharing this with the full desire to really help you recognize that there's always work. So I'm sharing this story and like I said, I'm like you can see I'm perspiring. Um like I don't want for you to have to go through trauma. Thanks for the love. I appreciate that. I don't want for you to have to go through trauma in order to understand this is a lesson. The lesson here about honoring who you are, honoring your self-worth, doing the work, allowing yourself to have good. Because when you're in a horrible relationship, the catastrophic relationship, like I didn't feel worthy. I didn't feel like I deserved anything. It was like, he was abusive. He pulled a gun on me. And when I finally got out of that relationship and I bought a little cottage in Baltimore, it was a couple of years, you guys, a couple of years um, of licking my wounds, a couple of years of like serious, well, first of all, serious drinking. Let's be real. I was drinking because I just couldn't handle it. It was like so traumatic for me. And so it took a couple years of a lot of deep personal work before I found my husband, John. It was a couple years. And I had gotten to the point that I was willing to be alone for the rest of my life than ever be with somebody who would be abusive. Well, of course, we have to look in the mirror, right? Like, and if you're just joining, hi, I know you might be like, what is she talking about? Isn't this supposed to be about money? And it is. It's all about money. But it's all about if you don't allow yourself to love yourself and to give to yourself and to do the work, you're not going to make any money. It's just not going to happen. That is the bottom line. And so this is what I want you to understand is the work that took me years and years of personal development in order to allow myself to build what I have today. And so I want to shorten the time with you. So I am going to share how I like my manifestation, my creation process. 100% I will. I just want you to understand. I want to pull back the veil and be truthful and honest and candid and transparent because I know what you're seeing out online a lot of times because I see it too. And I'm like, holy shit. It just looks like these people like did this overnight. None of this is overnight. None of this is overnight. So sitting in that bathtub, laying in that bathtub, you're a worthy mirror, you're worthy, you're worthy, you're worthy. So I finally stopped drinking, right? It was finally like I was going to give that to myself to stop drinking. And then, oh my God, right? Then you got to feel the feelings, right? Then you got to feel the feelings. And part of the feelings was what is it that I really want out of my life? I want to have you write that down right now. It seems so simple, but I know that most women never even ask that question. What do I want out of my life? What do I want out of my life? Who do I want to be as a woman? Like literally, who do I want to be? And until you're able to imagine that and to feel that and to see her, you're not going to be able to create anything. You must have a target. You must have the vision so that you can walk the path to get to it. And most women don't. Most women don't take that time. You're too crazy busy. You're doing, and all of the things. And you're not making any progress. You're just regurgitating the same shit over and over and over again. And that's what I did for years, literally. So deciding I wanted to have a great marriage. I wanted to find, that I wanted to have children. I wanted to be able to be a mom. Um, it was like, who did I need to be? And I'm sharing this with you because, like I said, how you do one thing is how you do all things. And this is the same exact process. Thank you for the love. Thank you. And share this if you're on Facebook, wherever you're watching, or Instagram, share this over. What friend do you know? Share this to her feed. What friend do you know that needs to hear that she's capable of everything that she desires? So, how you do one thing is how you do all things. So I'm sharing about, first I had to get sober. Then I had to really think about, what do I want in my life and who do I want to be? I wasn't even thinking about building a 7-figure business at that time, years ago. It wasn't even a dawning on me. But the process of getting sober, the process of attracting and having a healthy relationship with my husband and manifesting this type of man. And actually, this, for those of you, this is the same exact thing. If you're not signed up for my workshop that's coming out on January 14th, you need to, because I'm going to be teaching some of these strategies about how you bring in your ideal client. So I brought in my husband, and this is the same process to bring in ideal clients. Here it is. Are you ready? Here's one piece of the manifesting tale. So I had to sit down and say, what is it that I really want? Here's your process. Ready? What is it that I really want? So for me, I wanted to have a man who was kind and gentle. Because I just got out of, a couple years earlier, a relationship with a porn addict. The couple years before, I was divorced and narcissist. So I was like, please, Jesus, right? Like, I wanted to have a strong gentleman. My husband is a gentleman. He never is disparaging of people. He's never said a sexist thing, short of him being 50. And we say things sometimes, and I'm like, don't say that. But it's not like, it's not, from the vein of a porn addict, kind of, it's not like that level. It's just like, it's small, right? Like, he'll say brazier, and I'm like, ugh. Anyhow, my point here is, I wanted someone who was respectful to women, who would be kind, loving, generous, who was smart enough to keep up with me, because that I've always known. I'm fucking brilliant, and I'm a fast thinker, and this is why I'm excellent at helping you in your business. My zone of genius is to take a pile of tons of information and find the direct path to accomplishment, period. That's what I excel at. So what is it that I wanted? I wanted this type of man. I wanted someone that was going to be a great father. I wanted someone who wanted to be very passionate and sexual and masculine, but not masculine like negative and that I had to be subservient, but like I could lean on him. And I wrote all this down. I wrote it all down. This is what I want. This is what I want. This is what I want. And then I was like, what kind of person, if that is my ideal, what kind of person would he be attracted to? And I was like, well, he's not going to be attracted to a drunk. He's not going to be attracted to someone who, is not healthy and vibrant and capable and independent, or dependent. So that kind of person is going to be attracted to a wise person that loves nature like I do, like all the things. So I had to get real with myself and what do I need to do in order to be the kind of woman that would be attractive to that kind of man? And that's how I started the journey of really doing so much more deep work, so much more awareness about, my default negative behaviors and all of that. So here's a side note, right? That process is the same exact process. It goes way deeper when I teach it to clients to bring in, to manifest your ideal client. What kind of clients do you want to work with? What kind of business do you want to have? What does that look like? And who do you need to be in order to have that? And so once you identify that, then that's great. So this is about the reality that we all need to grow. So this isn't about negativity. This is about honoring this. I want to be this woman that would be attractive to my ideal client, my ideal spouse. Well, He's not going to want somebody who's drinking and smoking. Just like my ideal clients, they're not like my ideal clients, right? They want a strong leader. They want someone candid. You want someone candid. You want somebody to say the real thing. You want someone to see you and honor you and be able to support your dreams and visions and help you create the correct and fastest path. So that's part of how you're manifesting, how you're creating. So let me give you another layer to that. So I'm very big, I'm visual, I'm a visual learner, I'm a visual everything. By the way, I have a degree in interior design. So I'm also like, that is really a big component for me personally in learning and developing. And so for decades, I would have a goal poster. Now I call it an identity poster, right? Or an identity framework. So we can all have goals, right? I would have the goals of me like lifting weights and all this kind of stuff. But when I changed, reframed it in my mind that this is the identity. So I could look at it. I'll show this all to you another day. I could look at it and that compilation of images is the identity that I wanted for myself in my business, in my life, in my homes, 2 homes, as a mom, all the things. And so what happens is, part of that manifesting, you could call it, the universe opening doors, of course, but when your consciousness is raised and you're visually seeing this, your subconscious also is going to work. It's chewing on like, how can I make that happen? How can I make that happen? It's so cool. It's like the coolest, craziest thing when you really work this process. So for me, part of my identity poster was I wanted a big, beautiful home, right? I wanted to live somewhere exquisite. I wanted to have beautiful things. I'm not a big conspicuous consumption person, but I drive a decent car, like these kind of things. And that is the cornerstone. These two processes are the cornerstones for how I've manifested everything that I have. So when it comes to clients, right? Again, it's like, what kind of client do you want? And we go into great detail on this. So again, if you've not signed up for the upcoming workshop, and of course, working with me, this is like the deep work that we do. Who do you need to become? Like all of that. And then what do you need to do to create a visual that your mind is looking at, even if you're not even conscious of it anymore? So that your subconscious, you're programming your subconscious to go to work to help you manifest this, help you make it happen. That's your identity. You've said, I want this identity. This is who I am. This is what I want. And a lot of times daily, I will say, universe, or you can say brain or God or source or whatever you talk to. Like, help me see what I can't see. This is the signs, the name of my company, right? Help me see what I can't see because there's signs everywhere. If you just would take the time to slow down and see them. I promise you, they're everywhere. There's clients all around you. People say to me all the time, how do I find more clients? I'm like, they're like so right in your face. You just can't see because you don't believe that. You're not being a person that's like, oh my God, clients are everywhere. You need to be the person that's literally, like even this morning, I was just like, oh my God, I'm so excited. Next week is the big workshop. It's like all my favorite little secrets and tips and all the good stuff. I'm like pumped out of my mind for it. It's literally the best workshop week I've ever created. I'm so excited. And there's over 900 people signed up. 900. Woo, woo, woo. So exciting. Right? And sure, maybe only a tiny, tiny bit of those people will ever start working with me. That's okay. Then they'll watch for a while and then they'll circle around. Do you believe that for you in your own business? Do you believe that about money? Think about this. So I'm going to leave you with this. So when you're identifying, well, first of all, I'm leaving my number right here, marybicknell.com, call with Mary. If you want something deeper around this, then schedule a call with me. The best investment that you can ever make is on this stuff. Business is easy, you guys. The business basics are easy. Market, sell, deliver. Doesn't go any different than that. Any business. We have to market, we have to sell people, and we have to deliver to them. But the first piece of this puzzle is how you're thinking, who you're being. That is your critical factor. That's the best investment. So, to the point about money. Do you know how much money you need? Do you know what kind of house you want to live in? Do you know what kind of lifestyle that you want? So you have to know and give yourself permission to be a person who will even have that. Let me say that again. You have to give yourself permission to be a woman who will allow herself to have abundance. That takes work. That takes practice. We can all say, oh, sure, I want to make a lot of money. I'll let people pay me. No, there's so much stuff that comes up, so many limitations, so many stories, so many who do you think you are? It's back to that worthiness. So it's back to you having to daily be in that place of who do I need to be today in order to bring forth, to manifest, to create the life that I want. You got to know what you want. You've got to be able to give yourself permission. Here's the little things that just like are funny. This current house that I live in is a historic house. I love older homes. I completely restored it. It's got a circular driveway. It's got a back driveway. It's got different types of steps through the house. There's the back staircase and then there's the main staircase. It's like all these things my whole life I've always admired in different homes. Like here it is. So first, what is it that you want? Put a dollar figure to it. How much does it cost for that amazing house? Who do you need to be in order to have that? That's your first work. The next piece is like how to make that happen and how to build a business and how to bring in ideal clients or how to like get better about your own money. Creating some visual so that you can plant it somewhere and allow your subconscious mind to go to work on it. Daily, are you doing this daily? Look, I always show this. Like daily, I have my numbers right in front of me, my goals right in front of me, potential clients I want to work with, my big goal. It is present. Are your goals present? This is how you manifest things. You have to be continually. It has to be right here. You have to feel it. So I want you to think about today as you go along and you start thinking about who you want to be. I want you to think about it from the perspective of what does that feel like? What does that sound like? What does that taste like? What am I surrounded? Like really immerse yourself in the sensations, your five senses, mind, body, spirit. Also, what is that like for you to experience? So for me, when I experience walking into this home, when I did the very first time, it was instant. This is it. I knew instantly this was the house I wanted. And it was a fixer upper, but I could see the potential. Instantly, when we walked into our other home that's right on the river, I walked through the house to the top deck, and I was like, yes, instantly, because I have primed myself so continually for what I want. The same thing with ideal clients. I don't sign every client just because she's like, oh, I want to work with you. No, don't do that, right? Don't do that. Work with the people, bring in your ideal clients so that it's joyous and fun and that you're able to help them. That's how you make money. Any comments? Let me open up for comments, questions. I'm completely available if somebody wants to jump on. I know that was a lot, huh? And it was good. If you want to jump on and ask me a question, I can see some of you are over on Instagram. Hi. Some of you are over on Facebook. Hi. Oh, wait a second. If you have any questions related to, whoops, and I'm going to put the name of this workshop that's coming up and for those of you who watch this some other time, I'm putting it in the comments, FYI, sign up anyhow so that you get, notified of something in the future. So sign up anyhow so that you get notified of workshops that are coming up in the future. Does anybody have any questions about manifesting, about money, about millions, about creating and allowing yourself to receive abundance? No? I'm glad that you're here. Thank you for being here. I want to see you all in the upcoming workshop. And then remember, every Thursday, Money Talk, Let's Get Real. Every Thursday, 9 a.m. Pacific. I'm jumping on here. This is the work, you guys. This is the amazing, true work. So go make it an incredible day. Right now, I'm going to ask you all, here's your bold action step. You ready? Besides signing up for the workshop, joining me, or getting a call. Put on your calendar today, free time to think. Please stop being so busy. Honor your real dreams, your soul's work, the thing that's calling, that wants to come out. Put on your calendar today, at least an hour every single week, just to think. I call it CEO mind, body, spirit time. You can call it whatever you want, but just to sit and listen to your own thoughts, not my words. Turn off a podcast, turn off all the listen to her. She knows. So here's to your amazing success. You deserve to lead a life uncommon. I'll talk to you later.